It's your boy Tratrizzy, been busy and I'm back at it like a crack at it with another video. And today we're gonna be speaking on your boy Diddy, man, the dealer. We're gonna be speaking on a few topics about Diddy. If y'all ain't been up on the case, I'm finna summarize all this shit. I'm gonna break this shit down for y'all real quick, real slick. So basically, what we got going on in the case is, besides Cassie, who took the stand and she was talking a lot. And basically, if you ask me, Diddy team ate Cassie up, man. Like it's like a lot of the shit, like basically with the situation with the beating in the hotel. So what? Let me before I get deep in this, I don't want nobody to think I'm on Diddy's side. I'm not on Diddy's side. It's just that we do know what Diddy is being charged for, right? Racketeering, sex trafficking, and all this shit like that. So basically, they was talking about the beating to basically say that Diddy had a nigga in the hotel room waiting for Cassie for a freak off, and Cassie was trying to get away from the freak off. But then later, Diddy team would prove that nah, Cassie is a little jealous about Diddy and shit, because Cassie was admit that she could be a little jealous, and like they later on got her to admit. But basically, they was trying to angle out that the reason why her and Diddy got into it at the hotel wasn't because she was trying to get away from a freak off, but was because she seen something in Diddy phone. And basically, the hotel person is the person who said he seen the man in the hotel room sitting in the bed, but only said he was standing by the doorway. And then Diddy team will also remind everybody that Diddy was in a presidential suite that wouldn't have the bed sitting by the door. It would be in his own separate bedroom. So if you was ask me, they was eating a lot of that shit up, because they basically, that video wasn't to prove that Diddy beat Cassie. It was to prove that Diddy was forcing Cassie to a freak off. So now let me break this shit down. How they was bringing out male sex workers and all this shit like that. One of the male sex workers was talking about how he used to perform like clothes burning, clothes humping, dry humping with Cassie and shit like that, and would say that Cassie would look at Diddy like as if, can they go all the way, and Diddy would okay it for her. And then they was talking about how Cassie would make her own freak offs. So like it was things going on where they was saying like Diddy would get her off drugs and all this shit, but then there was messages and shit showing that Diddy was trying to get her to slow down the drugs, that she would go beyond doing the drugs without Diddy. I'm not saying all this to say that, Diddy is innocent. I'm just saying this shit because pretty much the Cassie situation seemed like Cassie was like his Bonnie, like Bonnie and Clyde shit. I really can't see her as a victim. I'm sorry. I mean, I know she's probably a victim as to a abusive ass nigga, but in terms of like freak offs and shit, it seemed like she was enjoying the shit. She had male sex workers that was saying that she would be the one to call and text them, and then there's actual like testimonium and evidence that she didn't that Diddy would not feel like doing the freak offs or whatever, and he'd tell her like, since you want to do it so bad, you put it together, and she would put together her own freak offs. So basically, you could get her friends coming on the stand testifying against Diddy, saying that Diddy paid them off not to say nothing about him hitting Cassie. I mean, a lot of this stuff sound good, but like I told y'all, a lot of this is supposed to be proven that Diddy is sex trafficking and all that. And I understand where the angle they trying to come from, trying to say that, Cassie was scared of Diddy, she would do whatever he wanted. But like, yeah, man, I don't know. It's a lot of weird shit, They was talking about how the nigga Diddy like to get the semen and rub it on his nipple and shit. Like all type of weird shit. They was pissing on Cassie and shit, man. What type of shit? But so yeah, and then they was saying how Diddy made Cassie do freak offs on her period. It's another crazy part because messages would prove that Diddy would try to not do freak offs while Cassie was on her period, but Cassie would insist on having the freak offs anyway while on her period. So it's like a lot of that stuff was fucking up and shit. But But yeah, then you had the witness Don. She'll come on the stand talk about how she witnessed him beat Cassie or whatever like that. Say that he paid her off and shit like that, and she ain't really fuck with Cassie too much after that. But then it's like a earlier testimony or whatever interview that she was doing that Diddy team questioned her about that she was saying different than what she said on the stand. So when she was saying that she witnessed him beat Cassie and that she threatened him and all that, threatened her and all that shit. That in her first story she said he only attempted to hit her, but then when she got on the stand she said he actually did hit Cassie. So like they was kind of debunking, made her not a reliable source and shit like that. The Don character. So I mean, a lot of people see it whatever angle they want to see it in, but from what I seen it up until that point, it seemed like Diddy team was pretty much winning in terms of what they was trying to hit Diddy for, because they not hitting Diddy for us not liking the weird shit he did. They trying to hit him for the shit they trying to get him for, and that we got to make sure that they hitting all them 3 points because he was charged with three different things. We got to make sure they hitting them points. So basically, Diddy team will try to get a mistrial and shit after the Kid Cudi would take the stand. Kid Cudi take the stand, and he even though that's a class where I thought about Kid Cudi would take the stand. And the boy Kid Cudi, he ain't no real street nigga. I mean, like, you can't get mad that Kid Cudi took the stand. Like, a lot of people was talking about Kid Cudi ain't no real nigga. Like, Kid Cudi is a civilian. They subpoenaed him to court. If they would have been on his ass, Kid Cudi ain't got time for that shit. This nigga put him in the mess. Like, he was jealous of how you gonna get mad that she went to go talk to Kid Cudi, but you got all type of niggas doing all type of shit, putting all type of dick in there. Like what type of shit? Like what type of weird shit, man? Like Diddy is just a weird motherfucker. That's the real truth about it. Like he just weird. He need like 5 to 10 years for being a weird ass little motherfucker. But basically, Kid Cudi testimony would not really give evidence that like he said that it had to be Diddy or whatever, but like it was like a woman that was sent type shit. They put a hole in Kid Cudi car roof and threw a Molotov in there. He said Diddy. Now this part he did say Diddy do. He said it probably was a woman who did the Molotov to the car, but he said Diddy was in his crib. He said Diddy put his dog up in the bathroom and do hit Diddy different one. Diddy come in your crib like back in the day mob take your little dog, put his little ass in the bathroom and shit, and then come smack you up and shit and let you know not to touch this bitch. Dude hit different when Diddy was around this bitch moving. Diddy was the real shit. Dude hit different. But yeah, basically, Diddy team would say like there's no evidence on Diddy. Like a lot of the evidence from the Kid Cudi situation was destroyed, so they ain't really got no evidence. The only evidence they got is of a woman DNA. And they ain't really bring that up, and that's what Diddy team was trying to angle out with that. So it seemed like Diddy team pretty much trying to hit shit when it was coming. Don't get me wrong, but when the next witness would come on, the Capricorn Clark, this is really what like this is when it started to take a turn for the worse. When the Capricorn Clark came on the stand, that is Diddy former ex assistant. Basically, she would get on the stand and say all type of, first the shit she was saying really wasn't, you know, had nothing to do with what Diddy was being charged for. She was talking about how Diddy blackballed her. She wasn't able to provide for her autistic kid, and I understand shit like that, But basically, um, she said they took her with them when they did the shit with Kid Cudi. They said they was chasing Kid Cudi. They held her by gunpoint and made her come with them to do the shit with Kid Cudi and shit like that. Like they basically like her testimony and probably be the best one that they got to use against Diddy. Like the other shit wasn't really doing nothing. This might make one to two of the things stick. I don't think Diddy gonna get charged with all three of the things they trying to hit him with. They might get one or two things based off what this girl said so far as what it's looking like. She the only one who said something that might do something. That's only because she was a witness on the scene of the Kid Cudi situation. So that would actually also prove the Kid Cudi situation. So he is moving like in a mob fashion when he's going through motherfucker shit, holding motherfuckers at gunpoint, making them witness shit, you know. And she was basically saying that this Capricorn Clark girl said to herself that she basically wasn't a fan of Cassie, and she was saying like Diddy was losing sight of the business because he was getting lost in with Cassie and shit, doing the shit with Cassie that he was doing. He was getting him off his game and all that shit like that. And she was basically saying like Cassie was like wasn't no amazing artist. Like she was alright, but she wasn't gonna be no bigger than what she was. She was basically trying to say that Diddy ain't stunt her growth of her career. It do hit different. And Cassie just recently had her baby too, because she was done with her testimony and she got up out of that. She had a baby in New York because she had like they was trying to hurry up and get her shit out there because they knew she would be having her baby soon. So yeah, she had her baby and shit, and hopefully they don't bring her back. But basically, prosecutors and shit trying to end this shit early because now that they start getting a lot of people, not a lot of people, but they got the Capricorn Clark and shit to say what she said about Diddy moving in the mob like fashion, and it kind of correlates with the Kid Cudi. It's like the Kid Cudi and the Capricorn. So I ain't say Kid Cudi at first, but yeah, Kid Cudi testimony them two kind of, and Capricorn Clark kind of is what's getting Diddy right now. I can't really say Cassie shit is doing anything. They trying to say it's gonna end early, but Diddy team is still trying to take it all the way to 4th of July. That's when this trial shit. I mean, this shit should be over by the 4th of July. Is what they basically saying. Um, let's see. Oh, and one of Cassie's friends did come on and agree to one of Cassie's stories about Jamaica that Diddy abused her and made Cassie friend Karen Morgan sign an NDA and paid her not to talk. And that was her last time basically really kicking it with Cassie. She said she didn't really chill with Cassie no more after that. But that's pretty much a brief summary of what's going on with the Diddy case so far. I pretty much just walked y'all through that whole shit. You ain't gonna get it like this nowhere else. Basically, it's not word from word, but it's summarized to the point where you just basically know all the important points that was hit. Like anything else didn't matter, but those was the points that was hit. That was important. So if you ask me, it's about like 70-30. I say like Diddy team at 30, the other team at 70. Diddy team better do something to try to get back, but they probably only get one or two charges. They might not get the whole thing. Maybe Diddy can work out some type of deal if it ain't looking like they can get all three, or maybe they might not even be able to get two. So who knows? Things might look up for Diddy because, like I say, really it's just a Kid Cudi and a Capricorn Clark. Other than that, all the other shit was kind of, it was useless shit. It was just building up to build up the character of Diddy as a monster for the jury. That's all the other character. That's all the other people testimonies and shit for. And then they hit them with the actual factual. They knew what they did. They brought Cassie in there for like the feeling, the vibe, to get the vibe and the mood right. That's what they brought Cassie in for. Then they brought a lightweight in. Then they hit you with Kid Cudi. Then they hit you with the Capricorn Clark. It do hit different. When we still got a few more weeks at this court case, a lot can happen because Diddy team say that they want to debunk some of the shit they was saying. So we'll see what happens, man. I'm gonna keep y'all updated. I'm gonna keep taking my notes, and I'm gonna give y'all a full recap again the next time we go through a few days of the case. So definitely let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, especially like, so we can get this video out there. It's your boy Tratrizzy, been busy. I'm gonna get up out of here.